Welcome back, everyone. This video is an advanced guide for those of you that are playing Diablo Immortal. The moment that you hit level 40-ish or 50-ish, you will want to check out this video as it contains a lot of advanced guide. We are going to refer to a few topics. The first one will be how to farm enchanted dust and scrap material efficiently. The gear level is really important once you max out your level. The second topic that we'll address is legendary gem and how to craft or get them. You do not want to change your gem setup 3 weeks or 4 weeks into the game, because it will then take up a lot of effort to rebuild your character. Then the third will be combat skill configuration. How do you set up your skill in different scenarios? I'm going to break this video into a two-part series. The second one will address a few other issues such as PvP, being immortal, and we'll talk a little bit about stats. Otherwise, this video is just going to be a little too long. The moment that you reach max level, you will notice that you will have a bracket which is your Paragon level, and if you click here in your inventory, you will be able to see your offense rating and defense rating. This is very crucial in PvE and PvP, as if you click here, the higher the rating, you will have additional bonus. It's kind of like a combat power rating or something like that. The idea is you want your rating to be higher, because then you will deal like extra 10, 20, 30% damage, or absorb additional 10, 20% damage. The only way for you to increase all this rating is to upgrade your gears, which is why once you cap out your level, your gear levels is the more important one. For gears, there are attributes, and you can't really control your attributes due to the fact that this will be drops from boss. But rest assured that the equipments that you get will be stronger day by day, and you will acquire better gears. If you click here, you are able to select 3 different difficulties. So for Hell 1, if you click the information, you need like 930 offense rating and defense. Hell 2, you need 1755, and Hell 3, you require 2705. For my character, initially I started out at Hell 1, and I went into Hell 2 at roughly Paragon 10, and I went into Hell 3 roughly when I was Paragon 23. The reason that I'm able to go into this difficulty much faster than other players is because of my gear level. To give you some comparison, this is our clan. So let's say if I'm to compare with someone which has the same Paragon level, so I will click here. So you will notice that his gear is like 7-ish, 7777. If I will click the another person, it's like 666. But if you are to compare it with mine, you will notice like I have like 11s in here. Gear levels is way more important, as it boosts up your offense and defense rating. Just keep that in mind. In order to upgrade your gear, you realize that you will need a lot of scrap material and also enchanted dust. For example, if let's say I'm to level up from 11 to 12, it will require 850 scrap 180 enchanted dust, and 2 glowing shards. Just ignore the glowing shards, you will have enough of those. The key is this enchanted dust. And the way to get it is by doing world boss and open field, but majority of the enchanted dust that you will get should be from world boss, because that's where you can get the most. As you can see, how does the world boss runs is every single hour the whole server, especially the high level players, we will start to sequence the world boss. The first world boss will always be Hell 1 Nightmare. That's the first stop. Second stop will be Hell 2 Nightmare, followed by Hell 2 Carriage as a third stop. Fourth stop will be Hell 3 Carriage, and fifth stop will be Hell 3 Nightmare, followed by the Lord Martanos. As the server is new or young, you are able to go to even more stops. Probably you can go to multiple ones, but currently I am in the Japan server, and this is the maximum that we are able to do on an hour basis, which is 5 stops. In the future, probably then it will be 4 stops or even 3. In between stops, let's say you finish your world boss, you are able to go to the library or Zoltan. They kind of give pretty good enchanted dust as well, because there is the lost page event if you are there. And every half an hour there will be carriage runs, which is in between Hell 1 and Hell 3 for the time being. Enchanted dust is really important until you get to level 16, because that's when you will start to focus back on scrap. Now, for scrap, the most efficient way to get scrap is from Mad King Bridge run. So which is the dungeon that you will be spending a lot of time in. From my calculation is every 3 to 4 run, your inventory will be full and you will need to go to town to sell all the scrap. So time being, in my personal opinion, that will be one of the better way to get scrap. Notice that a lot of players, they will mention the 5+1. What does 5+1 means is 5 rounds of Mad King followed by 1 round of Caverns of the Soul. Apparently that allows you to get a legendary gear by the end of the whole run. So it's kind of for some reason it kind of works. I'm not sure why, but usually at the Cavern of Soul run I will be getting 1 or 2 legendary gears for some sort of weird reason. From my experience, it might be a urban legend, who knows, as long as it works. Another thing that you will want to pay a little attention will be your battle pass. Battle pass is really important, and you will want to complete it every week or every 2 weeks or every month. Make sure you claim all those battle pass, because they give really good stuff. Then the next thing that I would like to highlight is your Scoria. Scoria is really important. If you are an adventurer, you are able to buy it from the Honor Merchant. Buy on a daily basis to upgrade your Reliquary. And the reason is because it increases your defense and offense rating, which is really important. The next that I would like to talk about is legendary gems and gems. First, I'll show you what's my current gem setup. So I have a level 5, the Black Rose. It is a kind of like a CC gem, crowd control. I personally like it because it's easy to level up to 5, and I would like to test the 5% magic find property to see how it affects farming. It's very easy to upgrade it because you can buy it for just 1005 platinum from the auction house. I didn't really have much luck when it comes to gem, and I couldn't get any 5-star gem from the legendary crest Elder Reefs. Now the next one is Carson. It's currently level 4, and I'm going to level it to 5 in this video to show you what are the steps and what are the materials that I have gathered to level this to level 5. Easy to upgrade as well because monthly you are able to buy from the vendor, the honor merchant. You can buy up to 2 of it, one as a immortal and one as a general purchase. The third legendary gem that I have is Cutthroat's Green. I personally like it because as you are chasing down opponent in PvP, usually they will face their backs, and because you are mounted, so you will gain extra critical hit, which is important when it comes to PvP. And it also is also useful in PvE because in boss fight you really want the critical hit so that you can deal more damage to bosses. The fourth legendary gem is Respite Stone. So Respite Stone is a defensive. I don't think I will use it for long term. It's just temporary. Most likely I will use it for a couple, 1 or 2 more weeks. Hopefully I'm able to replace it with a 5-star gem. The fifth one is the Hunger. So this is like the best gem that I had gotten for this character. I managed to get a 3-star gem while crafting the Hunger. Extremely happy about it. It is hard to get a 3-star gem, so this is mainly a PvE gem, even though it's not PvP. But it is kind of expensive. In the auction house, this sells for like almost 30,000 platinums. So you're probably the most valuable gem that I have. And my final gem will be Lightning Core. It is a DPS, and it's kind of relevant in both PvE and PvP due to the fact that even as your skill like Consecration deals damage to your enemies, it still proc the chain lightning. If you pay attention to the animation, it does happen quite frequent. These are my 6 gems. Then I would like to talk to you about how you are able to get the legendary gems. The first is Battle Pass. Once you log into the game, try to notice what are the free gems that you are going to get and free legendary crests. They are very important. So you will get a Select's Weakening, kind of like a basic gem. It's free, and subsequently you will get a legendary crest. When you run it in Elder Rifts, you're able to get a random legendary gem. And towards the final end, you are going to get a Power and Command, which is considered as a good 3-star gem. If you are a DPS, you might want to factor in Power and Command in your build. I'm not sure what free gems that they will give in the actual launch. So Battle Pass if you look at here, it kind of gives you 3 free gems. I think there's more, 3 to 4 free gems in a space of 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. The second way to get gems, which is the most convenient, will be the marketplace. So as you go in here, the marketplace, you click legendary gems. So this is where you are able to see what are the gems that's available in the market. Gems, it is divided into 2-star, 3, and 5-star. 2-star gem, for example, like the Black Rose, they start at 1,005. You do not want to pay more than the minimal price for it, because it's easily purchased. The most expensive 2-star gem is Carson. Usually it sells for about 5,000 to 6,000. The reason is it is very flexible. A lot of class is able to use. A lot of people plans to level up to 5. And I personally think it is not worth it to buy it from auction house at 5,000. Basically, you just want to, if you're purchasing, you just want to purchase the 1,005 platinum gems, because it will be much cheaper compared to crafting it. When it comes to 3-star gem, the most expensive 3-star gem will be the Hunger, if I'm not mistaken. And basically they start at 6,000 for 3-star gem, all the way up to 12,000. In the case the Hunger is a bit different. It's usually sells about 30,000 platinum. 5-star gems such as this, they will start from 30,000, and 5-star gems is considered like super rare, and the benefits and the buffs that they provide, it is crazy good. Ideally, among 6 gems that you have, you might want to slot in 1 5-star gem into your main weapon, and the next one into your I think it's like offhand that gives the second most damage. Main hand always gives you the most damage. For example, so you always want 1 or 2 5-star gems depending on how lucky you are, and probably 1 or 2 basic gems, like in my scenario 1 Black Rose and 1 Carson, and the rest you will just want a 3-star gem for those slots. Some people might do it different, and depending on how much you're willing to spend on the game or how lucky you are with gems, you do not need to like fixate on a certain gems, because at the end you just play whatever whatever legendary gems that is given to you. Don't worry too much. I mean, sometimes you get good gems, sometimes you might, just like me, like just kind of get some okay ones. Things like some of the gems that are 5-star, it can go crazy in price, like 96,000, or Phoenix Ashes is like 80,000. Probably you can get it like 30,000 or 60,000. But to be honest, if you are planning to get your first 5-star gem, it will be advisable to run it via legendary crest, which is here. You can click here, shop. Yeah, so try your luck here instead of buying if you're getting your first legendary 5-star gem. If you're satisfied with it and you wish to upgrade it, that's where you go to the market to purchase. There's another way to get legendary gem, which is by crafting runes. Just keep this in mind. So for example, like 1 rune, it will cost you roughly about 150 to 160. When it comes to gems that are priced at 1,005, usually it's better to buy them, because crafting them is way more expensive. But if let's say there are gems that's craftable, such as the hunger, 30,000 is just not worth at all to buy from the market. Instead, you should craft it. Same thing when it goes to Carson. In the market it sells for 5,000, but if you calculate the cost of crafting it, it's somewhere less than, from what I calculate, it's about 2,000. So just do your math. Even though market can be really convenient, sometimes it just isn't the best way. So stretch your vouchers or stretch your money. All right, what I'm going to show you right now is we are going to craft a legendary 5-star gem right now, and I will show you the processes. One way to get runes is from the market. The second way to get runes is from the fading amber. If you notice, like here, I've been collecting a lot of WH wear and PYR runes here. So I've been buying them for the past week because I intend to craft Carson. For me to upgrade from rank 4 to rank 5, I will require 2 rank 2 Carson, which is in total 4 rank 1 Carson. So just think of it that I'll require 4 level 1 Carson gem and 4 more other gems. So it's a total of 8 gems. For this other 4, I can just use the junk gems to upgrade it, so there won't be any issue. But for this 4 Carson, I will need to craft it, because crafting is much cheaper compared to buying it straight off from the market. So what I'll do is I will click here, craft. Now notice that when I click here, I will need 20 of the WH runes, which I only have 13, while I have sufficient PYR runes. The reason why I have sufficient PYR runes is I have been buying them from the auction house for the past week, so I have been planning it for quite some time. So currently what we need is 7 more WH runes. Alright. And since I can't get it from the auction house, I will need to purchase it from the Fading Amber merchant. So we are here. Alright. When it comes to this Fading Amber merchant, don't buy this. Don't just straight off buy the gem from the trader, because it's just not worth it. It will be cheaper to craft some of it, especially the important ones. So what I'll need is I'll need to purchase 7 wear runes. Fading Amber will be your last resort because it is the most flexible and is always available. It's unlike the auction house that you need to wait to purchase. So use it as your last resort. So currently I'm short of this rune by 7, so I'll just purchase. Alright, now that I have enough, if you do the math, currently I have sufficient to craft 4 Carsons. I'm going ahead to level up my Carson from 4 to 5. So the first step will be to craft 1. Alright. The second one, 2, 3. And notice that if you craft using the craft method, the gems are bound to your hero, so you can't really sell in the market. Now we have craft 4 Carson and we couldn't even get a single 2-star. So this is how hard it is to get a 2-star gem. Now the next part will be we are going to upgrade. So we'll need to upgrade the Carson gem. Okay, so it requires a rank 2, so we are going ahead to level up a Carson. So we are going to upgrade, okay, the first rank 2. Alright, then we are going to upgrade another Carson to rank 2. Right now we have 2 rank 2 Carsons. we will proceed to level up. So we are going to upgrade. So this is where we upgrade from level 4 to level 5. So we'll select 2 of the Carson and 4 other junk gems. So these are pretty much junk status. What do you call? Low focus gaze, no good. Zod is no good. Yeah, they are just crappy gems. Just to, yeah, those are crappy gems. So what we'll do is we'll just put in, then click the upgrade button. So this is it. So we have a level 5 gem, and it unlocks 5% magic find. I am still trying to figure out how good magic finds are. So currently we have 2 MF items, so 5% here, 5%, so it plus like 10%. To give you some context of how what magic find is. So if you click here, you'll see that magic find is 10% at hell 1 difficulty increase, then 20% hell 2, hell 3 is 30%. So this one, since now we have like 10%, it is like an extra. So this is it regarding legendary gems. Right now I'm going to talk a little bit on normal gems. So currently, if you notice, like there are red, yellow and blue spots. In the red slots, you are able to slot in either life gem or damage gem. Personally, just go for damage gem. It's much better for character building because you are able to do well in PvP and PvE. Damage is always really important. The more damage, if you are able to kill your opponent faster, you don't need to take the many damage. And the second one will be the blue gems. So blue gems is either armor penetration or armor. I would advise to go for armor penetration. Armor penetration, if you look at the explanation, is you are able to increase your critical hit. Critical hit is very important because it's burst damage when it comes to PvP and PvE, which is why armor penetration is really important. And sometimes you can just crit and take down an opponent immediately in PvP, and it's very crucial. I think when it comes to a lot of games, critical is always very critical. The third slot is between topaz, between resistance and potency. What I'll suggest is, if you're playing a character with a lot of crowd control, you might consider potency, so that your crowd control will be longer duration. For Paladin, a lot of the skills that I'm currently using are all damage based, and since I'm a tanker, it will be best for me to focus on resistance. So I will slot in more on resistance, and potency will only be my second choice. Currently I have like rank 4 gems somewhere here. So for example, it's like rank 4. The moment when it goes to rank 5, you will need to use this Echo Crystal to upgrade them. Echo Crystal, I got them from the Immortal daily chest. I think it's extremely rare as well. When it comes to gems, be it normal and legendary gems, you always want to check with the honor merchant. Limited time is important. So for example, sometimes they will sell things like choice of gem, and I will always go for armor penetration. For immortals, we are able to buy Carson when we reach silver 3. But for general, like, you always want to max out on your choice of gem, Carson and legendary crest. You just want to buy all these 3. Mystery legendary items, I will get it too. Currently, I'm not going heavily on Reforge and Charm for the time being, as I want to focus on the other gems and legendary gems while using my honor points. The part that I would like to talk to you is combat skill sequence. And this is the one that I think I've spent a lot of time in it. And I'm pretty sure that I have very good knowledge, which much better compared to other YouTube content that you see out there, because I personally feel like a lot of people, they do not understand the PvP aspect of the game yet. Alright, for general PvE, okay, this is my skill sets. So the whole idea for my general PvE is I basically want the highest rating as possible. So I don't really care much about the magical property. Anything that can give me as high offensive rating and defensive rating, that will be like the first point. Then these are my skills. So basically it's draw and quarter, okay, movement and AoE control. Then sweep attack, I like it very much. It solves a lot of Crusader problem when it comes to PvE of insufficient damage. With this, you have a very consistent damage, and also AoE in the form of consecration. The last part is banner. At this moment, I'm using this modified holy beacon. Sometimes if I run dungeon in a team, then I will be using this instead. So which is why you're able to see I have two of those. I have a backup equipment in my inventory. Generally PvE, the whole idea is to go for AoE damage and high ratings. Now the second part is World Boss. World Boss skill is really interesting. I would like to share with you. During the early stage of my character, when I was just like Paragon 2 or 3, I have been attending World Boss since then, because it is the most rewarding event. If you want to spend as little time to get as much resources as possible, you can't skip World Boss. During that period of time, what I was doing is that I focused my skill on survivability. Basically what I'll do is I will just run into the boss, alright, plant a statue to do continuous damage, hit up a AoE. I won't be using sweep attack because that will be suicide, and I'll just divine shield and get out of the range. How World Boss works in Diablo Immortal is, as long as you damage the World Boss, just hit it, you are able to get the loot. So when it comes to World Boss, because my level is really low, and basically any mobs will be able to hurt me quite a fair bit, most of the time I will just run in, plant this, hit the AoE, take a potion and get it out, and get out of those. It is really important to attend all these World Boss event as soon as possible. You will need the Enchanted Dust to make your character more powerful. The last one will be PvP, which is the most important. PvP, there's a lot of knowledge towards it. If you look at here, I've been keeping quite a fair bit of equipment, experimenting it. Magical property matters a lot when it comes to PvP. So for example, movement speed increased by 4%. This is a very crucial property when it comes to PvP. Movement speed is always very important in any game, I would say. Another important would be something like this, which is really important. For example, it's like damage taken from players reduced 9%. This is where magical properties comes into play, especially when it comes to the PvP part. I do not have a lot of really good PvP gears yet, but this one, for example, is like it slows enemy by 4%. So you really want to have stats like this. When it comes to PvP, my skill, I will be using this equipment instead, because, and you are able to see, so this is my skill setup for Crusader in PvP. I will be sharing a few of my PvP videos, which I think is educational. When it comes to PvP, especially Battleground, what I'll do usually, the first thing is charge up 2 to 3 shields, mount up, charge at the enemy. So then after that, I will just blink strike and cast divine shield to get out from the area. So this is my typical setup. In the past, I have played a lot of different kinds of PvP setup, and I remember previously when I was playing in the Australia server, I was very low in level. So what I did was I was playing like a long range paladin. So the setup was something like this. So basically it's using long range to attack. And this is where Diablo becomes very interesting, because you're able to customize your gears and your skill. If you set your skill in a very nice flow, you will be able to maximize the damage output, and you will get burst damage, which matters a lot in Battleground. If you just put in random skills, you kind of feel like your character doesn't do much and often need to rely on primary attack, which is really bad. You do not want to do primary attack when it comes to PvP. Notice that there are also like some gears like this, like damage to players increase 8%. All of this magic enhancement, it's sort of make your character stronger when in PvP. There are so often times that my Paragon level is so low compared to other players, but I'll be able to take down higher level players because of the configuration. Yeah. Do spend time to read all this skill and try different combination. You do not need to follow my setup, because it depends on your playstyle, and there are so many ways to play your character. For Crusader, I have been playing so many different setup, and all of them works as long as the concept is right. This will be the conclusion when it comes to combat skills. You will have setup for general PvE, world bosses, battleground PvP, and team PvP. This will be the end of this video. The part 2 of this advanced guide, I will be addressing PvP, which I'll show you clips of battleground, as well as being immortal, and we will also talk about stats in detail. I hope this guide really helps you. If you have any question, just put down in the comment below. I will try to answer whenever possible. Once again, thanks for watching and peace out.